Yep. So we do want to say a pleasant good afternoon to all our Facebook viewers. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We're going to be cooking two dishes today with 7 ingredients or less. Hope you can cook along with us. If not, hope you watch this replay and have fun, with these very simple recipes that we are trying to teach everybody.
Yes.
And we're going to be cooking along with them. And thank you for those who are on Zoom as well. Who do we have?
We have three ladies cooking with us today. I'm
Okay.
excited. So we're gonna jump in, okay, as always, and chit chat a little more later while we're waiting on the stuff that we're trying to cook. So for our food for the gods, we're using the EOC. I think we have Saladmaster owners cooking with us today, all three of them. So the first thing we're gonna do, because we are baking using our EOC, we have to preheat our EOC to 350 now. Cool? And like the last time we did the food for the gods, we're going to start with the dessert, Celeste. Yay! Now, you all are probably wondering, Marvie, Chad, you just did the food for the gods, right? A couple of weeks ago. Yes, we did, but I feel like I really like this dessert, and it's such an appropriate thing to make for
Thanksgiving.
and the holidays coming up.
Yeah.
This will be great to make and gift because it's not a very usual type of dessert. So what the difference though is that this is a healthier version. Okay, if you're wondering, well, why are we doing it again? Because I actually find the regular recipe that I shared last time to be a little bit too sweet for my liking, to be honest. This one, we cut down on a lot of the ingredients and we're going to discuss this as we go along, okay? Is your EOC preheating at 350? Everyone, Rona and Celeste, and
And
I
I
think
see I see Becky has joined us. Hi
Becky.
Becky.
Hi, Becky
She joined us through Facebook Live.
from Houston.
And I want to say hi to Weng Sambilay, Auntie Mila Puchurum, and Bang Samson.
Hello, everyone. Take note of this recipe for the food for the gods, okay? Really yummy dessert for the So while we're preheating this, here's what we're gonna do, honey. The first thing is here. So the regular recipe calls for melted butter, right? Like last week, that's what we used 2 weeks ago. But today, to make this a little bit better of a version, instead of using butter, we are using applesauce. Okay, dokes?
Okay.
So grab your bowl, your bigger bowl, and the first thing that's gonna go in is our 3/4 cup of applesauce.
Okay.
Ta-da!
So we didn't really I didn't measure because it says it's 4 ounces per serving of this thing. So I'm just gonna use 1.5 of our
So one and half
applesauce.
of
Yeah.
another. Okay. So 3/4 cup of applesauce. So this is one way we're changing it. Okay. Instead of butter, we're using applesauce. We're cutting down on the fat content. Yay. The people who like keto are not going to be happy. They want their butter. Sorry. All right. And then after this will be your sweetener of choice. Okay. So last week, what did we do?
Last week we used no, the other week we used 1 1/4 cup of sugar, which was too sweet for us. So we've cut it down to 3/4 cup. Okay.
Right. Of
And
your sweetener.
and instead of using pure sugar, we split it. So we're gonna be using 1/4 cup of maple syrup, pure
And
maple
half a
syrup,
cup
and
of
half a
brown
cup of
sugar.
brown sugar.
So next thing to go in there, Celeste Prona will be your sweetener of choice. Go
So
ahead.
this is our maple syrup.
And here's our light brown sugar. We're actually using light brown sugar.
Yep.
And then something that I did say is optional that we're actually going to add today is your vanilla.
Okay.
We're using half a teaspoon of vanilla.
Which I actually added with my maple syrup, so it's already here.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
already there. My honey is great with shortcuts.
Trying to minimize the number of bowls that we have over here.
Exactly. And then you may go ahead after your vanilla, you can add your eggs.
Okay.
Right there.
Right. I'm gonna
2 eggs. right? So we always do the wet ingredients for this first, okay? Cool. There you go. And then you either use an electric hand mixer, or you can do a whisk and do this manually.
Okay.
Thank you, honey.
Sure.
I can do something too. There you go.
Okay.
You all okay? Following along? We have to make this a little bit better. Do you want to use the handheld? No? Electric mixer? Not necessarily.
No, we don't like it.
All right. And then after mixing this really well, your wet ingredients, grab another bowl. This time I'm going to use a bigger bowl because last time we used something small and everything was like flying all over the place. So the first thing is your flour, whatever flour you're using, okay? Are we using all-purpose or gluten-free? Or we're using regular flour today? Bummer, I like gluten-free. So how much is this, honey?
1 1/4.
1 1/4 cup of your all-purpose flour with your baking powder going in there next. Baking powder. It's 1 teaspoonful of baking powder. And then I will actually add a couple of pinches of sugar. Couple of pinches. One, or rather salt. Why did I say sugar? There, sugar, salt. Sorry. Don't let me confuse all of you. And you just mix this dry ingredients really well as well. Ideally though, here's what I'm gonna say. You're to sift all these dry ingredients. I actually kind of like skip that whole process only because, like I mentioned the other week, I don't see much of a difference as far as texture is concerned. And if you don't know us yet, we simplify everything we make. So if there's an ingredient or a process that we can get away with not doing, that's what we do, okay, in this cooking class. Everything simplified without compromising the taste more than anything at the end. So after all these dry ingredients are combined, Celeste, Rona, you're good. The next thing we're gonna do is toss in the dates and the nuts, okay, simultaneously. And we're gonna make sure that these two things are completely coated with
the
dry flour, combination of flour, baking powder, and salt. Okay, so I did my cup of dates first that we cut really small, like it's minced, and your nuts. What are you using for the nuts, Celeste and Rona? Are you using just walnuts?
Oh, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm using walnuts.
Just
Okay.
walnuts, okay.
Yeah. I'm using pecans.
Pecans. Oh, okay. I have a combination of both walnuts, pecans,
Okay.
and cashews. I have 3.
Okay.
Okay. So this is going to be such a treat. Now, for everybody who's going to try to do this, I would highly suggest substituting a bit of your nuts with pistachio. It will be so good. I was tempted to go to the store and grab some pistachio, actually. Okay, then after this, what do we do next, honey? Do you remember?
Okay, so we're gonna fold it in.
Exactly.
I just want to say hi to Michael.
Hi, Michael Caparita.
No, it's Michael Edgerlin, actually. My
Hi.
cousin. Amy Kamaligan, Mavic,
Hi, Mavic. Again,
and Nerissa.
thank you.
And Nerissa. So we're making food for the gods again, but this time it's a
better, healthier version.
We replaced butter with applesauce, and we cut down our sugar by
a third. Yeah, almost a third of the original amount. Okay, and instead of just using walnuts, at least for ourselves, we substituted half of our nuts with pecans and cashews. Okay, so now my husband is gonna fold it in like he learned last week. Now again, what is folding in? Do you guys remember? Here, honey, you can use this.
Okay. So folding is just like making a cookie dough, right? So basically, you don't have to do the mixer.
Mhm. You don't mix it with a handled mixer, or you don't whisk this vigorously because you want to avoid too much air getting into your batter. Okay? Why not? Because the air and mixing it too much will lift it and make it a little bit more airy. We don't want that because this is actually more like a bar type of dessert. So you want the consistency that's very similar to a cookie dough. Okay, you want it packed, dense. That's why we fold. We're trying to avoid adding a lot of air into our batter. That's what it is. Okay, so fold. Are you folding well?
It is. It's a little different from last time because the butter typically is a binder, right? Um, so this is starting off more liquidy, but eventually we'll get to the consistency that we want.
Okay. While he's doing that, Celeste and Rona, for your EOC that you're using to bake this, grab your spray or whatever type of oil you have. I will use butter just so we can like grease this a little bit, okay? So for any of you who's watching us who would want to do this the traditional way, you're preparing your batter for your food for the gods the same exact way, but instead of the EOC being preheated to 350 degrees, you should have been preheating your big oven to 325 degrees, okay, Fahrenheit. And then you grab like any pie pan that you have or a brownie pan, anything that you can use that is good for like a brownie bar, like any type of a dessert that's like bar like. Cool. So I'm gonna do this. I will use as usual, which is what I prefer, butter with my brush. See? All right. I'm brushing my butter into my EOC.
Hi, Lucy and Gloria Hernandez
Hello.
and Stephen
Which
Santelan
Lucy?
again. Lucy
Hi.
Gahoy.
Oh, all
Thank
the way
you for
from the
joining us.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Hello. It's pretty early in the Philippines, right? Like 7 o'clock in the morning. Thank you for dropping by. See, look, I removed the butter from the batter, but I'm adding the butter into my skillet. So after this, so it's really preheated well, right, Celeste? So we're gonna now, is it ready,
Yeah,
honey?
it's done.
Okay, so look at the consistency of our batter. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're ready to put it into our skillet. And this is going to be a lot thinner than what we made last time because
We have a wider base.
yes, much wider base. Last time we used our 11-inch covered skillet on the stovetop. This time we're using this is actually has a 12-inch diameter. Cool. Everyone, Rona and Celeste and I. All right, so and then we just smooth it out on top.
Okay.
Smooth it out just so we can like even it out on the base. Okay, so when this is done, this is only going to be about 3/4 of an inch thick, which is perfect for like a bar, right? Because typically your bars that you even see in the stores, they're only about half an inch thick. Okay, and then what do you do after you smooth this down, Celeste, Rona? You're going to cover your skillet and bring down your temperature to 300. All right. Now I'm bringing down my temperature to 300. But if you're doing this traditionally in the big oven, you simply have to just put in your batter with whatever baking pan or dish you're using. And you will have to bake this traditionally at 325 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. Okay. For us who have the EOC, we're bringing down the temperature to 300, not 325, but we're using the same amount of time, okay?
Okay. Hey, Kuya Mick,
40.
can you please spotlight our camera? Because I think right now it's on gallery mode. Thank you. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay. After he transitioned the camera, the spotlight disappeared.
okay, perfect. So here it is, okay? I already used my timer on the probe for 40 minutes. Cool? So last, Rona, you're good? Following along? Perfect. Okay. Hi, Jay. Good to see you here again. Our good friend Jay from Australia. Hello.
What does that mean? We have to leave. Our student will start this class. Okay, let me just exit for a minute and help our son over there.
Okay, now we are spotlighted. Sorry, we didn't even realize we were having technical difficulties. Apparently, you were not seeing us like in the bigger frame, right? It's okay. But everybody's able to follow along. Perfect. Okay. So our food for the gods is going. Okay. So for those of you who are not familiar with this dessert, this is very similar to your blondies, but excuse me, the difference is that this has a lot of dates. Okay. So for that reason alone, it's actually more like a Persian Middle Eastern type of dessert. I don't know how to describe it, but it is really, really good. So anyway, so that's going. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start our chili. Celeste, Rona, you're good? We're good? Okay. So for our...
Marv, Marv,
Yes?
sorry, I have a question. So once we reduce the E-asy to 300, what's the time on it?
40 minutes as well.
40?
Mhm.
40?
Ditto.
Thank you.
We have our probe timed for 40 minutes, 40. If you can find another timer somewhere, when there's only like 10 minutes left on the clock, we are going to open this lid and do something later, okay? And I'll explain to you why in the process. So I'm gonna use my egg timer because we will not use it for the chili. There. So after 30 minutes on the clock for this one, we're gonna do something for our food for the gods, okay? Transitioning over to the chili. So now for our chili, this is phenomenal because I want to give credit to a blog called Gimme Some Oven. Gimme as in Gimme. Gimme Some Oven. This recipe is originally theirs and we adopted it because it's phenomenal for something incredibly simple. Okay. If you don't know yet, this is going to be most likely your most favorite 5-ingredient chili recipe. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is cook whatever meat we're using. In our case, it's a combination of ground turkey and lean beef. I think my good friend Celeste is doing turkey and bison, right?
Yeah, so
But pretty similar.
yeah, we are doing a double portion, so don't get confused by the sizes that we're using. But we're using 1 pound of ground beef, 97% lean,
Very lean.
and a pound of ground turkey. And I'm just mixing it now. Go ahead and preheat your pan.
Whatever you're using, we're using our 6.5 quart tureen, okay?
That's why we're using this big one because we have a double serving because we wanted to share this with some of our friends.
Yes. So we're going to cook our meat first. Now, when we're doing our Saladmaster process of cooking even meat, we don't actually use cooking oil as much, okay? But maybe you want to add some olive oil to it. I do want to add a bit of our healthier oil, which is olive. I added a bit of olive oil. Okay, so the first thing we're doing for our meat, we are going to cook this really well. So if you want to make this this dish vegan, you totally skip this part, okay? But I do have some friends that actually use meat substitutes. So if you're doing meat substitutes, you want to as well cook it a little bit ahead of everything else.
What is Celeste using? Celeste, what are you using for your
turkey
meat?
and
Turkey. Okay.
bison. Brona, what are you using for your meat?
And Becky, you have to
I'm using Morning Star. That's vegetarian.
So Brona is using a meat substitute. It's a brand called Morning Star. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same thing, lady. We're gonna have to cook that a little bit before everything else.
Okay, I'm gonna close it to expedite it a bit. Right.
What we're gonna do, because we're using this one burner cooktop that is always smaller than the bottom of our pan. I just cranked our heat up to high.
Yeah.
We can afford to put it on high for this one. Okay. Hi, Sheila. Again, thank you for being with us and dropping by. You should cook with us one of these days.
We have a few new people: Pam Samonte, Edwin Rizardo, and Sheila Jan. Thank you for dropping by. We're making 5-ingredient chili and modified version of Food for the Gods.
Yes, a healthier version, supposedly. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I should tell you, last week when we did the salmon soup, our family, we ran out of it because the kids really loved it. So that was so good. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so you should see it's already browning a little bit, but it'll take a few more minutes. So let's bring it back to a close.
All right. So while we're cooking our meat, it's gonna take a little bit for us, huh?
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing a big batch like we are. This is like 2 pounds of meat for us. So we're doubling up our basic
Well,
recipe.
we can run through the rest of our ingredients while doing that. So I hope you have your diced onion ready. It's 1.5 cup for a serving, right? So we have 2 of these, obviously. Then you got your salt and pepper according to your taste. We're using 1 teaspoon
For each pound.
of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. And then we do have our beans.
We're only using one kind, the black beans, okay?
We drained our beans, okay? These are 2 cans because 1 can alone is like 28 ounces, okay? So that we have 2 cans here, and then we do have our tomatoes. We said in the ingredient list, use diced tomatoes. We are actually using whole peeled tomatoes.
Right.
2 cans of this, but these are only 28 ounces. So what we're doing is we're adding some
tomato paste.
And tomato paste.
Okay, now let me tell you how versatile this 5-ingredient chili is, okay? You can actually substitute your meat with anything. So if you have leftover chicken, like those roasted chicken that for some reason, at least for our family, we never seem to finish it. So you can just pull it apart and you can use it with that. If you have leftover ham for the holidays, you can use it with that, okay? With this chili. And then as far as your tomatoes, the original recipe actually called for diced tomatoes with chiles. But I decided not to use something like that because guess what? I don't like hot stuff. And chiles apparently is hot. So I didn't like that. So we just opted to use our regular whole peeled tomatoes in can. But that's again another versatility that comes with this dish because you can pretty much use whatever type of tomato you have at home. May it be tomato paste, tomato sauce, tomato whole, tomato diced, and guess what? Even if you don't have any of those plain stuff, you can actually use your regular tomato marinara sauce your regular marinara spaghetti sauce.
Well, something to do while waiting for our meat. I'm gonna.
That's actually what we're using.
Oh, that's what you're using? What are you using, Celeste?
We're using the pasta sauce, the marinara pasta sauce. the chunky sauce.
Chunky ones. Yes, and that will do.
So we did say optional. You don't have to do this, but we're gonna add cheese to our chili. So I'm gonna shred some sharp cheddar cheese using our Saladmaster grinder over here.
Look at that, and look at how fast. Oh man.
So do we use the whole thing?
Yeah, because we're gonna give it to some people.
Okay. Again, you don't have to use as much cheese as we're using, but this is for 2 batches, and we're sharing it with some of our friends.
Right. So this is cheddar cheese. The beauty of cheddar cheese, you can actually cook cheddar cheese. It's really good cooked, especially when you kind of like brown it on top of your casseroles, right? You can do the same thing with your cheddar cheese as far as your chili is concerned, okay? But if you're using Parmesan, as always, I try to tell people, it is not good to cook your Parmesan cheese. Heat it up, okay? It changes the flavor. Parmesan cheese is meant and much better for garnishing. So you just add it on top of whatever it is that you're going to have, like right before you eat it, okay?
Hi, Gina, Lou, Prudentia. Thank you for joining us. We're making 5-ingredient chili and modified version of Food for the Gods, healthier.
Exactly.
Our meat is coming along well.
So how cooked do you want your meat? You want it brown, okay? A little bit brown, because when we add everything else later, it is not so much for cooking anymore. It's just for making sure that all the flavors get combined, okay?
Okay.
Because your canned tomatoes and your canned beans, they're pretty much cooked.
So ours is not going to be very brown because we do have turkey meat here. It's going to look pretty pale, but I'll know when it's cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can shift to the main camera while I keep on doing this. There you go. So do you guys have any questions so far, or Facebook friends, please send us a question or a comment.
Right.
If you have any.
So we do have a few of our friends who are trying to do the keto diet. So again, the simplicity, instead of the beans, just go for all the meat that you want. So instead of using 3 16-ounce cans of or 15-ounce cans of your beans, if you're using the canned ones, you just substitute more meat for those, okay?
Okay.
So easy, right? Which is I'm so excited to share these with you guys.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's go ahead. Because
Still
it'll take me a
cooking?
few minutes.
Still cooking the.
Now I'm trying to break it down now. Yeah.
Okay, he was like, just go ahead and speak, honey. All right. So how is everyone doing? Gloria Hernandez. Hi, Gloria. Anyway, so for next week, I just wanted to let you know, we're continuing this weather in Texas. I thought it's going to be much colder this week. It got really warm. And today we thought it's going to be warmer. It got really cold. That is so unpredictable. So anyway, we decided, you know what? It doesn't matter. The dishes that we're going to share with you will not necessarily depend on the weather of Texas. So on Sunday next week, guess what we're making and what we're going to share with you? Another one of our favorites, especially our sons, chowder soup. Okay? As always, it will be the best simplified version that we will be able to share with you guys. Okay? So typically it's going to be a clam chowder, but the way we're going to do it on Sunday, it will be something that, again, you will be able to substitute meat with, okay? So either you do clam chowder, or you do just corn, or you do just whatever kind of chowder. I'll send you the invites, all right?
Okay, now after your meat is done, how's your meat doing, Celeste and Rona? And Becky, just message us, okay? How's your meat doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Is it done?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because ours is done actually. So we're gonna move it out now.
So after your meat is cooked through, you will have to move it because then we're going to saute our onion.
Okay.
Okay, so we could. As you can see, it is pale in color because we have turkey meat here, but our meat is done. I guess we haven't shifted camera, but that's fine. Oh, because this one froze.
Is it my camera? You are freezing.
Right, so when we move our, sorry, my tongue got twisted. When
We are freezing. Well, Mikael, just go back to the main camera, please, because this little camera here, our iPad has frozen.
uh-oh, we're freezing all over the place. I don't know what's going on. So everybody,
You go back because we didn't hear from when you were removing it. You were saying something about the onion, but I didn't hear anything because you froze.
okay, so no, I was just saying that we're moving our meat from whatever cookware or pan we're using because we are going to saute the onion in a little bit of the grease or this juice from the meat. Okay, now you may be wondering, Marvie, why can we not just add the onion to the meat? Right? Why not?
I guess it will overdo your meat. Is that why? I don't know, really.
Okay, because the whole process of sauteing your onion by itself, it actually just produces a different kind of flavor. It is not the same when you just lump it with the meat. You know how sauteing is supposed to be dry cooking of your garlic and your onion with a little bit of oil, in our case, with very little oil, okay? So that that way of cooking your spices, it lends it a different kind of flavor versus just putting it with your meat and some liquid. Okay, that's why.
Okay. So our meat was very lean. We hardly have any oil, but we do have some moisture here.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a bowl and we're gonna move a little bit of our there you go. Here you go, everybody. Let us
Are we
show
gonna
you
move the
something.
moisture?
Just a
Okay.
little bit. Look at this one directional pouring with your Saladmaster stuff. I love that. There you go. Now we're sauteing our onion.
Okay, so now my pan is kind of like there's just a shimmer of grease there from that 3%, I guess, because we use 97% lean beef.
So now you're going to saute your onions, okay, over medium heat this time. You can keep it at medium. We're keeping ours at medium high because, like I said, our cooktop burner is a lot smaller than the bottom of our pan.
That's a lot of onions. If you're wondering, well, these are 3 cups of onions. It's one large onion basically that I diced because we're doing 2 servings of the chili.
2 batches, yeah.
2 batches rather. Yep. We doubled the recipe for our sake because we're gonna share it with some friends.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do we keep the juice or throw it away?
No, you can keep it because it will add to the flavor. So we kept Celeste, we moved it to a bowl.
Yeah, we took it out, Celeste, because there was too much moisture from the turkey, right? So
Okay. Got it. Okay.
We're gonna put it back in a little bit.
when you pour it out, right, it will still leave that sheen of grease.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever grease that from the turkey.
Well, then I can just let it cook and do. I see you guys use the tureen. I can saute my onions in the tureen.
Go ahead. Plus, you have a stovetop probably, so you have more options. We only have this tiny.
Yes, sir.
So you're just gonna want to get the onions to be a little bit translucent, So this needs probably a minute more.
Don't cover it, honey.
Why? It's faster to.
Oh, just then you're gonna create moisture that we just removed. We
Okay.
want to cook it dry.
We're
as
gonna
it's
crack
okay.
it a little bit open just so that there won't be a moisture buildup.
Mhm.
All right. So who else is here? Lorena Espinosa. How are you? Thanks for joining in.
Where are you from, Lorena? Let's ask Lorena where she's from. Are you in the Philippines? Are you here in the United States?
Yeah, and Gina Prudential. I don't think you're in the Philippines too, because your icon is like some building.
Let us know where you guys are from. Okay. Oh, by the way, I have good news for you. For those of you who have been asking, Marvie, where's the recipe? Where's the recipe? And I'm like, watch the cooking class on replay. The recipe's there, right? But I think it's hard to go through the whole hour of the class to be able to figure out the recipe because it's long. Here's my good news. Dun, 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 dun. We have somebody who's helping us create the 3-minute videos that we are going to upload on YouTube within the next couple of weeks. And watch out for the 1-minute versions that are going up on Instagram. Okay. So if you don't know, we are now finally from just having the page on Facebook, we now have a YouTube channel and we're starting to migrate towards that channel and to our Instagram account.
Which is gonna be cool because when you finally get access to our YouTube channel, it's not yet ready, but it's designed. You'll probably see about 13, 14 videos right off the bat because we've been together, right? You guys have been cooking with us for about 4 months now, so we have that much material already.
Yes. Hi, Raymond. You're here again. We need to chit chat, and I need to learn and know how to do this apple pumpkin soup that you were talking about. Okay, because possibly on the what is next weekend? It's the 15th, right? Possibly on the 22nd, we might have to do like a holiday type of thing, honey, which is good.
Yeah, we can. We wanted to. I don't know if you guys want some Thanksgiving side dishes. Please send us
Oh.
a message, right?
And yes, by the way, okay, if you happen to be a Saladmaster owner and you're watching us today, please reach out to us. Give us your email address because Saladmaster head office yesterday did a phenomenal job of a cooking class for holiday dishes. And you can actually grab a printed a material that you can print for those recipes. But you just have to give us your email address and we can forward that to you. Okay. That will be courtesy of our dealership, Joyful Life. So please, whether you're a Saladmaster owner or not, if you're curious as to what those are, because they're phenomenal, send us your email address. Okay.
Okay, my onions are ready.
Okay. So if your onions are done, you're sauteing done with the onions, go and add back your meat. And this time you're going to season your meat with your salt and pepper. All right. Now we season it with our salt and pepper.
Okay, so again, we used 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Since we're using 2 pounds of meat, this is actually 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper.
So this is actually a little bit more conservative. As always, I tell you guys to just adjust as you go. But it's always better to start with the minimum. For some of you, this is going to be a lot actually already. So you want to just taste as you go, honey, without using everything.
Okay.
All
Maybe
right.
that's it. Okay.
So after seasoning your meat with your salt and pepper, here's the fun part. We're simply going to add the rest of our ingredients.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna start
So
with
that
our
let's start with
tomatoes.
no. Let's start with our chili, honey.
Chili.
Our
Okay.
chili powder. Okay.
Okay. For the chili powder, we are using 1 tablespoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since 1 tablespoon for you guys, 2 for us. Don't overdo it. Okay.
Actually, for each batch is 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
So for this 2 batches, you'll do 4 tablespoons.
Oh, sorry. So 2, apparently. 2 for every pound of meat. Smells so good.
Oh, Lorena, you did not tell us where you're from. Are you still here? Tell us, can you chit chat? Can you tell us where you're from? And then Anna Lou, where are you from? Can you please introduce yourselves? We'd love to get to know you. Thank you for dropping by. And for the rest of our friends and family who are watching, please spread the word. We're compiling all these recipes, and everything is always going to be with 7 ingredients or less. And procedure wise, every single one of them will not go beyond an hour. Okay.
Okay, you can see now that our meat is very seasoned, right? With all the chili.
Yes. So you want to season your meat before you add in all of your liquid or wet ingredients, right? Because you want that seasoning to somehow really be able to get into your meat, whatever you're using.
Okay, so I'm gonna add in my tomato.
And then here we go.
Oh, look, we have whole tomatoes. They're big.
And here's something that I'm gonna do. Where's our scissors? Scissors. Ready? Saladmaster scissors. It's missing.
It's probably in the.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so our tomatoes are really huge. I'm gonna have to divide them. Break them down.
Now here,
You know why? We didn't really buy tomatoes.
no, the beauty of the way
This is what was available in.
the beauty of the way we cook is what we're trying to show you is that you can use whatever you have at home. That's what makes it simple. And here's what I'm gonna do with my Saladmaster. This is our shortcut, okay? I'm just gonna cut through our whole tomatoes with our Saladmaster scissors. There you go. Do you see this? Dun, 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 dun. Nice. See?
This is what was in our pantry, guys. Sorry about that, but it's okay. It'll work.
No, we're not sorry. We want to show you that you can use whatever, and that's what we're aiming for, right? If you don't know what this show is all about, what this class is all about, is we are leading the way back to healthy home cooking together with Saladmaster. Okay, that's our goal. And one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of people don't cook is because they feel like it's difficult. And then if you have ingredients that you don't have, then you just don't want to make something and give up on it right there and there. So we're trying to show you as many recipes as we can, the ingredients of which you can easily substitute with whatever you have in your pantry. Like this one. See, this is why. So instead of the diced tomatoes with chilies that the original recipe was calling for, we used whole tomatoes. Our good friend Celeste is using her marinara pasta sauce. See, that's the beauty of that. We both did not have to go wander to the store to get the diced tomatoes.
Okay, looks good, right? Now we are going to add our beans. And you guys can definitely use whatever beans you have, whether red, white, black.
All right, so all the beans going in. There you go. And we're going to make sure this boils. And then after it boils, Rana and Celeste, you cover it. So mix. Wow, this is so full. Do you guys see this?
Our tureen is just enough for this thing.
Look at that. See, this is going to be so yummy.
Looks good. All right.
There you go.
So, Celeste, Rona, you're good? How's everybody?
Is everyone following along?
Yes, I'm good. Thank
Yes.
you.
It's
Yes.
so easy, right? Have you tasted it yet?
No, we haven't. I want to
Okay.
taste it when
Do
it's
you want
done.
to taste? No,
No.
honey, but it's because you want to adjust your saltiness.
Um,
No.
I'm good to taste it later, but a little bit, in a little bit.
I'm just gonna cut up a little more of the tomatoes. Oh, I love this scissors. Okay. So everyone, if you guys are interested in any of these things that we're using, as far as why and we're doing this and how we're trying to make sure the way we cook is a lot better and healthier. You want another? There you go. Good, huh? Do you see this? I'm cutting my tomatoes in my pan. Yum. There you go. All right. Now, go back to the food for the guts real quick, Mikael. We have 10 minutes on the clock. And we have like 8 minutes left for the food for the guts. So here, so you remember, didn't I say? So you actually needed 40 minutes to 45 minutes to bake this in our E-asy at 300 degrees. But at 30 minutes, you're going to do something. Celeste, here's what you're going to do. You see that? Yum. You are going to open your E-asy, crank it. You know how we're like trying to crisp out our chicken? When we're doing fried chicken, you are crank your E-asy for the rest of the way. You see? Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, we don't need any more salt.
All right. So do you
You
see?
said open it up for the rest of the way?
Yes.
Crack it open?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Don't touch the temperature, you just crank your lid. Because what we're going to do is here, the difference between baking with your E-asy and using your traditional oven, that's dry baking completely, right? In the big oven. With your E-asy, with your lid completely on, you actually produce moisture inside, right? So you don't want this to bake thoroughly like a cake because this is a bar. We need the texture of a bar, okay, like a cookie. So we're opening the lid so we can dry it up a little bit, you see? Okay, so this is the reason behind, and this is the technique in baking when you're using a Saladmaster gadget. Okay, cool. Anything else? All right, we did not get an answer from the ladies who were watching us earlier. I was asking them, are you from here? Are you from the Philippines? Anyway, thank you so much for dropping by, okay? So this coming weekend, like I already said, we're doing chowder. So this, we're waiting for it to boil, and then as soon as it boils, we're going to just lower our temperature to medium, low, that's closer to medium, okay? And then cook it a little more for about 8 minutes, and your chili is done. So they're gonna be done almost at the same time. I only have 5 more minutes with my for the gods. Do you see that, honey? Do you see that?
Yeah, so this is
Okay.
today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's different.
Stop opening it. Yeah.
It's good.
He's like, it's different. I'm like, stop
No,
opening
it's different because in the previous classes, we've always had to like kind of wait for a few minutes before we lift it. I'm excited because today we can actually flip it and show you guys the finished. Somebody's microphone is on. If you don't mind, kind of mute it. Thank you.
Yay. All right. Okay. And then, so then the next question is, what are we making with the chowder for next Sunday? What this are?
What?
Do you guys have any idea? How about we make something different?
Maybe you should make some cookies because it's almost Christmas.
Cookies is very typical. I want to keep, I'm trying to, I want to try to share with you desserts that are not common, okay? That's why I did the black bean brownies last Sunday, which is phenomenal, by the way. Did you guys, okay, Rona, did you like the black bean brownies? You did it, right?
That, and I took part of it to my workplace, and my friends loved it so much.
Exactly, right?
Mhm.
How did they know it's black beans?
Did you
if
tell
they
them?
didn't?
Did you tell
Oh,
them?
it
what-
was, yes. I invited some to join in today, but I think people were busy or something.
Yeah, it's holidays are coming up.
Yeah.
Even though we have COVID, it's crazy. People are starting to get really busy, which
Oh,
is
Gloria is asking if we could do the purple yam dessert. So ube halaya.
ube
That's,
halaya. Oh,
that's a very good suggestion.
I actually make that in such a simple way. Oh, Rona, my
Thank you,
my
Gloria.
friends from Africa love that purple yam thing. Rona, do you
Oh, thank you.
can make that? We can make that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very simple. Okay, and then the other thing, so if you haven't seen this show, Gloria, a lot, so we've done brownies with black beans. We've done brownies with sweet potatoes. We've done brownies with what else? Just almond butter. What else have we done, Rona? We've done avocado mousse, chocolate mousse, which is just great. Have you done that yet, Rona? Not yet. Oh, it's really good. It's one of my favorite go-tos. When I'm craving something sweet, I make my, he knows. I do my single serve blender and I make my avocado mousse, right?
Yeah.
It is
So
so
you know how
good.
the Ninja blender has the cup? Yeah, I use it
The
for my
single serve.
smoothies. Marvie uses it for her avocado mousse.
Yes.
And it's Daniel Plan approved, so it's really healthy.
So, okay, I guess next weekend we're going to do our very simple purple
Oh,
yam.
Raymond has another suggestion. He's saying, oh, Gloria said, or what about flan, like leche flan? That's another good
Banana
suggestion.
rhubarb crumble. You know, I was thinking, how about banana fritters? And you said that. Yay!
I
Okay.
moved it here, guys, because I want it to boil faster. This burner is just so tiny.
Right. So I only have 2 minutes on my food for the gods, but it's looks so nice. I'm so excited to eat it. I'm gonna show you. I'll be able to show you this today because I'll be able to lift it really easily. Okay. How many more? We have 5 more minutes on the clock. I'm gonna grab a big plate.
I'm gonna move this thing out of the way so that Marvie can show you the entire layer of food for the gods. All right, we're still here. Those are really good suggestions, Gloria and Raymond. Thank you. And for the main dish, Gloria, since you seem to be very, you know, you have very good suggestions. Do you have any suggestion for the main dish? And Raymond as well. Something again that will only require 7 ingredients or less. We would love to hear from you.
Yes. The thing about Raymond is, Raymond, the things that you're suggesting, I feel like they are like not as simple because you're a real chef. This dude is a real chef.
It's okay. We will simplify it, right, Raymond?
You will have to teach us how to simplify
Tell
it.
us the recipe. We will cook it first a few times and then simplify it.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. This is done. So my dessert, I get to show it to you before our time runs out. I'm so excited.
Okay, so my chili is boiling. I am going to lower it now.
Yeah. So Rana, look at this. And Celeste, are you done with your food for the gods? Mine is all ready to go. Okay, flipping it. 1, 2, 3. Ah. You see the bottom of my pan. Sorry. There. Nice and brown. Ah! It almost jumped. Do you see this? Ta-da! Okay. Now, put me on. Oh, this is so much better. It's so much lighter. Now here, I'm gonna cut through it on the sides so you can see the inside. It is so good. I'm so excited to eat. So if you're close to me and you're watching this,
Okay, and I'm gonna
let me know if you want some of this.
Excuse me.
Look how perfect this is. Yum.
So we do have 2 more minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and taste our chili.
He's gonna plate the chili while I do this. Okay, I'm gonna do this with my hand because here's your healthier version. Do you see this? Of the food for the gods. And this is how we usually serve it, okay? In the Philippines, we cut it up into like small squares. So again, if you were not able to join us a lot earlier, this has 3 different kinds of nuts: pecans, walnuts, and cashews. Do you see that, honey? Oh,
Yeah, looks good. Yeah.
I'm so excited. Here you go. With half the amount or more than half the amount of fats and half the amount of the sugar from the original recipe. Daddy, Mommy, do you see this? I wish you were here. Ta-da!
Okay.
Mikael,
Yeah. Can
you wanna, there. See? You see that, everyone?
Yep.
Okay, so Rana and Celeste, what do you have done so far?
And let's see. Let's show our completed bowl of chili. There you go.
You go. Yummy. And then you can also add some sour cream and green onions, okay?
Yeah.
With your chili.
So
But here we go.
we're gonna go ahead and do our taste test.
Let me see what Rona and Celeste have done so far. You want to show us your stuff, Rona? I'm gonna eat my food for the gods.
Mine has 2 more minutes. 1 minute.
Okay. Which one? Your food for the gods?
Yes. And my chili is still cooking because I added fresh bell peppers in.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm,
And mine is a lot.
delicious.
Yeah. Celeste, we both did 2 batches. Rona,
Yeah.
what's done?
It came out well. Look at it.
Let's see.
You have to keep it on your camera.
And Rona, I'm still waiting on your photo. You haven't sent me a single photo.
Oh, you can't see it?
The food that you made with you in the photo. Can you please send me one?
Wow, this really is so good. You guys will love this.
Oh, I can see still. We can see you.
Oh,
Oh, that's your food for the gods. Do you like it?
Yeah, and remember me, I use brown wheat flour instead of regular flour. So
how do you like this compared to the first time we did it?
I'm sorry.
How do you like this compared to the original recipe?
No, I think the original one was too sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but this one is
Perfect.
yeah, it's perfect.
I love it. Mommy's gonna eat it too.
Yes, it's really good. So that's it, everyone. Do give us your feedback on your 5-ingredient chili and the food for the gods, healthier version.
And then Celeste and Betty
Mm-hmm.
and Rona. Photos, please, with your food, with it
You gotta
showing
do,
you.
you gotta do that.
Kind of like this. Samir, photo, please.
Well, thank you, everyone. Again, it's been fun cooking with you. I hope you enjoy your chili and your food for the gods. Okay. Have a great week ahead. Bye.